energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate. When there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
Hello, hello. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to a live stream that we'll try to keep it entertaining, try to keep the conversation going. Reason I'm doing this live stream is because I get to stare at this stuff a whole bunch today, and I figured that'd be more fun if I am chatting with people and having fun. So you might be asking, well, what the heck is this mod that we're working on? And it is an absolutely dumb idea. Actually, see, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name because I don't remember all the pronunciation of the different Cyrillic letters in the alphabet. But you mentioned Cosmo, and Cosmo is actually someone that inspired this mod. Let me get that music back up just a little bit. Let me know how the volume is, mic and music wise. Oh, I would not say that I'm a programmer. I mess around with mods, and usually I screw things up and then just keep poking at it till it works. But Cosmo recently had a video where he did a spleef map where they could only turn left, and I was like, oh, that could be fun for a mod of you try to do a race. So you see this vehicle, I can turn left, but if you look down at the steering wheel, if I try to turn right, it registers the input, but it doesn't turn right. So this thing literally can only turn left, and I want to make all the vehicles have that. And I actually have the yes, this was the mod that I sent you the sneak peek of, Z-Man. And Bobby, that's a lot easier for me to remember, so thank you. So I sound like a pro dev. Well, I can tell you I have worked in BeamNG in JBeam, which is JSON, Lua, and then I've messed around a little bit trying to do UIs with Java, HTML, and I think that's it. And I know absolutely zero of those languages, so it's all just been an absolute mess. So we'll just pick this. So the D series is what I started with. Come into the vehicle config here, come down to front suspension, and eventually I'll create, you know, presets with this. But I go to steering, and we can do mod steering left only or right only. And now we'll put the right only in. And the idea being doing a race or any other thing as we're driving down here. Well, I got to make a left turn, and turning left doesn't do anything, so you got to find a way to be able to go left. And there we go. So it would be a whole bunch of J turns, or like this, you know what? We can just kind of go slow to not cause too much damage, bounce off the wall. Or if you really wanted to, you could come to a stop, you can reverse, and that would help you go the other direction. And then, so that's the idea, is if you have a bunch of people on probably a short track, because I feel like this would get a little boring on a very long track. But if you get a bunch of people all trying to do this, and then you can use each other to kind of bounce off each other to turn, it might be fun. I don't know. It may end up being just a complete waste of my time, but hopefully I can at least get a video out of it. And maybe if it's actually fun, we can actually have fun with it. We'll see. Yeah, so Z-Man, that's why I want to try to do this in every, you know, make every vehicle be able to do this, because you know, some vehicles are going to make sense to just go up and go whip around. Oh, nope, that failed miserably. I don't know, Gav. It kind of encourages Gav corners, because you can just go cut right across and not have to try to turn the other direction. But, we'll see. So, is my Spotify on an ad? Is that what's going on? Yeah, it was, I think. Yeah. I thought I had premium. Maybe I don't have no, I don't have premium anymore. So, that's the idea. This is the fun code. The left side, this is what, basically, I just created a new mod steering item, renamed it, put my name in there because I'm going to pretend I'm an author, copied everything from the regular steering, and now in the pickup, it just uses hydros. Exactly, Bobby. NASCAR. That's probably going to be involved in my title for whatever video, whatever race we do, is true NASCAR. You can only turn left. Yes, 180s, and then you can go in reverse and turn is definitely something I was messing around with as well. So, seeing the hydros, what we did was put input factor of 1 and -1 as opposed to normal factor. And then we took that normal factor item, which was 0.285, and I said, okay, on this one, in limit is 1, out limit is 1.285. And then for the other, in limit is 1 minus 0.285, and the out limit's 1. So that literally says that those hydros can go one direction to that amount, but not the other direction. It'll stop at 1. Now, I did the auto buggy steering for the auto bellow, but then I went to go do the regular auto bellow, and auto bellow uses a steering box. This is the off-road version that uses torsion hydros. I think I can do the same stuff with that, but I have not messed with torsion hydros at all. I mean, to be fair, before this, I haven't really messed with regular hydros, so it's not really like I'm starting that far, they're that far behind the 8 ball compared to before. So we're going to go ahead. Let me come back to BeamNG and grab a regular. Well, that was auto bellow off-road, I think. We'll just grab regular auto bellow. and then see if that gets me where I need to be. Front suspension, steering. Okay, it's not under steering. That's right, it's under steering box. Okay, so that's going to need to do the off-road. So I'll have to do multiple ones for this. One for the off-road and one for not. So off-road, steering box. All right. So we want to call this a mod off-road steering box, and I don't know which direction this is going to turn first. So I have that. Slap our name in here. Steering slot type Autobello steering box off-road, sure. And then we are going to 0.48. We'll do this one at a time. So this is going to become input factor of -1. And then at the end, we want a comma and what is it? In limit, out limit. And we will do quote in limit 1 and quote out limit. Man, I cannot type over top of my controller. Let me move my controller and move my keyboard because I'm going to be doing a good amount of typing at some point. And then that will be a 1.48. That's what I said that was 48, right? Yeah, 0.48. All right. And then we're going to do the same thing down here. Input factor. Oh, this is all. Okay, so the torsion high beam are both negatives. Interesting. That's different than the regular hydro, which was one was negative, one was positive. So, oh, okay. So I might have to do this both ways, and then one be both in limits and one be both out limits, maybe. Let's try that. You know what? We can bring this back. Bring that over, and then give myself some. And we're gonna save that. And let's pop in here. Control R. Vehicle config. Okay, front suspension, steering. Mod off-road steering box. It turns left. Okay, on this one, even if I turn right, it turns left. Interesting. And that turns really far left. Does that can't be normal, right? Let's go grab something that has the off-road. I'm assuming this one. So, modding in BeamNG, basically anything that you put in the mod folder will amend or overwrite a file that has the same name. So you can overwrite the base game files, but they don't like that. You can't put it up on the repository if you do that. Now, you have to keep everything. So, like, here, we have mod, and then I told it the vehicles, and then you put in your vehicle, and then you put in your code. You do have access to the source. That's where I am pulling this stuff from. So, in the BeamNG, under the Steam apps, you can come in here to content, vehicles, and that's why in the mod you have to put vehicles, it's slash whatever name, and in here, Autobello vehicles, Autobello, And that's all the DDS files. Here's the JSON files and then JBeam files. So get to do a lot of copying and pasting from the existing source code. Yeah, Z-Man, that's so okay, so yeah, I bet you if I just make this a 1, it'll only turn one direction. And then we'll do a second one that has that flipped. I think. We'll try. So, first of all, that's how far that this is the off-road one, right? It should be. I imagine it is. If it's not, I don't know what the off-road one is. Steering, off-road, steering box. Alright, so then we come back to our guy. If I turn left, that's turning... Why is that turning so far? And then also still... Wait, Control R. Nope. Hey, Cap, how's it going? Yeah, that's going... I feel like that's going like twice as far, and... Alright, so... Let me pull back up the auto bellow. Suspension front. Slap that on this side. Alright, so we don't care about that, don't care about that, don't care about that, that, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that. Steering, this just sets the nodes and beams and slide nodes, but does not have any of the hydro stuff. Steering box is where it's at. So, this is the regular. We need to be off-road. Steering box off-road. Alright, so the way that this is working, torsion hydros is basically a beam between, I believe, these two, and then it's controlling the angle between this node, the beam between these two, as well as a beam between these two nodes. So these are the ones that are in the middle, and then you have the left side and the right side moving. So by default, they have steering a factor of negative 0.48. So negative is just two things. So Cap, you know what? I should probably just come in here and leave this guy in here because I have a feeling I'll be asked multiple times. So the mod that we're doing, if I come in here, go to front suspension, steering, I can change this to mod steering left only. And I can turn left, but it will not turn right. It picks up the, if you look down at the bottom, it picks up the input going right, but it will not turn right. To make vehicles that can only do one direction. So Z-Man, with torsion hydros and regular hydros, at least for regular hydros, let me check torsion hydros. A factor of 1 means that it can only be the same length as it originally started. For torsion hydros, I believe that is the same angle that it originally started. Let's see. Is this the right? So, yeah, node 2, node 3 stay the same, and then between node 2 and 1, it changes that angle, and node 3 and 4 changes that angle. Oh wait, no, this is torsion hydra, torsion bar, torsion hydra. There we go. So that's a in and out, out and in. So what we're doing is in limit and out limit. In limit is -1, out limit is 1. Okay. Let me... So basically 1 means it is the same as it is. A 0.5 means it can go to half of its value for a regular hydro, and then a 1.5 means it can go to 1.5 times its value. But if we change this to a 1, and we do in limit -1, out limit that, in limit -1, out limit 1.48, do that. Come back to... I got rid of the other one. That's okay, I can just mod this one. So yeah, Cap, the idea being we can do some fun, well, hopefully fun, probably more ridiculous races where your vehicle can only turn one direction and you gotta... You know, people say NASCAR only turns left. Well, this is really going to only turn left. Alright, so this turns really far to the right now and really far to the left now, opposite of what I'm doing because I made that a 1 instead of a -1. And then it also broke because it went too far. Alright, so... And that's where the... So factor is angle limit of the torsion hydro in each direction. So it was 0.48 and we made it a 1. But then we made... Oh no, we made the input factor. Okay, So basically what I'm trying to do is make it so that we're not limiting by the factor. We're limiting by the in limit and out limit. But I guess... Yeah, because if we make it just by the factor, the in limit of 1 is inner limit of the hydro in... I think that's a typo. I think that's just radians, not radian per second. The limit should be the same as a factor radian. 0 does not work. So, as I was saying, the 0 might work for this. 0 does not work for hydros. So hydros, a limit of 1 means that it will not, like an in limit of 1 means it cannot get shorter. In limit of -0.5 means it can get go half of its length. But for torsion hydros, you might be right, it might be a 0 because since it's doing radians and not a percentage. So that's what I said about not being a let's see, we'll go to 0.48, an out limit of 0. Oh, and I had that on. And then we will make this negative again so that it goes the correct direction. Save that. Come back in here. Control R. That was it. Alright, so that's going to the right and will not go to the left.
So the presidential is here and you're trying to decide your vote, right?
Trump, Harris.
Yeah, so
I've gone back and forth.
Gav, you're definitely in the on my list of people to invite to a race for this.
Transgenders in sports.
Because I can imagine your car only turns, in this case, your car only turns to the right. You need to turn to the left. Well, you can just dive bomb the person in front of you and use their car to help you turn. So, alrighty. So that one was right turn only. So we will go that R.
I saw that on TV.
And then we will call this
Crazy transgender agenda. It's nuts.
right only. And move that quote because I screwed up.
But he's nutty on this.
Bam. Done. Done.
Paid for by
Copy.
McCormick and NRSC. Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
Paste. We're gonna call this left. And call this left. And then, so for the left, we want to go in limit 0, and out limit would be 0.48. And then come back to here. All right, so this was the right is what we had on here, which went right. And then did not go. Oh, wait. Did I screw something up here? I think I screwed something up. What'd I do? It was just working. Was it not? Oh, I went back to. There you go. So, right only box goes to the right, does not go left. Left only box goes to the left, does not go right. Bam. Exactly, Z-Man. Exactly, Gav. That's... I can see some shenanigans with this. I'm also picturing just get like a big parking lot and try to do infection where you can only turn one direction. That I can see that being amazing. Alright, so that is the off-road suspension. Now the Auto Bello regular suspension, does that look the exact same, just with a different, or regular steering box, just with a different value? The steering box, Auto Bello steering box instead of off-road. Torsion hydros, different values. Okay. So we will take the regular steering box now, and we will. What happened to? Oh, wasn't all the way over. There we go. Okay. Come down here, paste that, and this will be mod. Doesn't matter. I feel like I should just copy and paste that. Oh no, I'm going to be copying and pasting other stuff, so that won't work. Okay, mod, steering box. And we will go right only. So, Terrace and company, it might actually be possible to do that. You'd have to do... no, never mind, because that won't reload the JSON, the JBeam. You can use Lua to change, to have variables and have things change. But you can do that at the beginning whenever it loads the JBeam, but it doesn't reload the JBeam during driving. So that doesn't, what I was going to say would not work. But there might be some way to do that with the Lua controller. Oh, that was the steep, when we raced Phoenix Peaks, Z-Man tried taking out Ector. And Z-Man, that's why I am doing it this way, because I want people to be able to pick whether they are going to turn left or turn right. Obviously, some tracks, one will make more sense than the other, but for other things, it might literally just be a toss-up of which one is better. So for right only, we're going to do this. And what number did they use for this one was 0.57. Alright, and then we can just copy this down to the next line. Sure, you didn't try to take him out. Alright, so let me just double check very... Alright. You know, we'll just swap this out for a regular one. Control R, refresh the Lua, or refresh the vehicle. And make sure I have this right. Right. No left. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Just have to do this for like 50 something more vehicles. It's fine. It's fine. So this theoretically should work with the part randomizer. So this one should have been R. This one would be -L. And if I make a config with these, it would also work with the config randomizer. If you, yeah, it would work with the config. Alright, so then this one becomes a 0 here. And a 0.57 over here. Now that I've figured out, thanks to your guys' help, how to do the torsion hydro stuff, that's actually easier than the regular hydro. So regular hydro, you had to do the math and figure out which one was which. But, alrighty. So we refresh this, make sure I did this correct. Alright, so steering box. Do you guys think that it's worth making a quick ratio race steering box that goes left and right only? I'm not sure if that's worth the effort. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be too hard, would it? We already have basically this stuff situated. So the race, is this all the same as regular? Yeah, we'll still just copy it from here. Alright. Yeah, Bobby, I think you're right. Let's hope for that. I don't think it should because it's radians, so radians can legitimately be 0. So they shouldn't be dividing by radians anywhere. If they are dividing by an angle for something, they should be converting it to something that is not, or should have, yeah, shouldn't be dividing by an angle anyway. But I guess we'll find out whenever something breaks. So we will go mod R. And this would be, we'll just call it mod race steering box right only. And then Wait a second. Oh, steering wheel lock. That's what changes on this. In rate, out rate are the same. Input's the same. I was like, it has the same factor, but a steering wheel lock it happens a lot faster. Yeah, Z-Man, hopefully it's a lot of copy and paste. I mean, it can't be all copy and paste because each vehicle, a lot of them, the ones I've checked so far, have different nodes that are in use. Even the off-road one has different node names than the non-off-road one. So, yeah, still gonna have to. It won't be able to just copy and paste and change the slot type. That'd be too simple. But should be able to at least keep things moving quickly. So if I just copy this, the only thing that was different was 570 becomes 360. Do that. Control C. Control V. 570 becomes 360. And then we should have quick race steering. So, Control R. Open up this again. Front suspension. Steering. Mod race steering box right only. And double check. Nope, that was left only, not right only, because I copied the one directly above it. That's alright. So we just do this. Oh. Oops. That's not a no. That's a no. And left. And then copy. Paste. R. Right. And then for the right, this goes the other way. Negative 0.57. Negative 0.57. And out limit goes to 0. Right only, turns right, doesn't turn left. And left only, turns left, doesn't turn right. Great. And that should be everything in the Autobello, I think. Give me one moment. So everyone excited for the weekend to start or having it already started? As I know, Gav, you're out across the pond. It's Friday night already, and you're sitting there watching me. Thought you had a more impressive weekend plan than that. I guess Ash is not available today, so you guys aren't. You normally would be streaming about now. Alrighty, let's see. So, let's double check that is everything in here. Oh, there's suspension F wide. What's that? Or is that the auto buggy? Wide trailing link front suspension. Does this have steering, but does it have a steering box? Nope, it uses regular steering box. Perfect, so we don't have to do anything with that. So that should be all for that vehicle. This is the ATV is the Wydra. We're not going to do the Wydra because no one uses a Wydra. We're not going to race Wydras. Not worth the effort because it also does tank steering type things instead of normal steering. I don't need to learn it just for that. So next up will be the Barstow. Barstow. We gotta find. Probably going to be under Barstow suspension front. There's only one of those. That's great. And then let's see what kind of steering we have on this one. Steering. Is there hydros in the steering? Nope, there's a steering box, so it's going to be the same as the one we just did. And there's steering box sport, steering box drift. And then power steering is something different. Alright. So, we're going to close out of that. We are going to file, save as, and this will come back to the mods folder. Proper poker strip variety. That's got to be something. What kind of skins you working on there, Gav? Are you doing like a universal skin like the Ashes lava skin stuff, or are you doing skins that have like your logo and stuff on it? So this is going to be new folder, Barstow. Do that and wait, yeah, and just right in there. And this would be steering. We'll just call this steering mod. Sure. Alright, so we are in here. We can move this to the other view. There you go.
We don't need any more nuts in Washington.
Bob Casey may be normal on
Alright, you know what? We are going to kill that stream, and we're going to see if I can pull the same thing up on YouTube using NCS, which is the non-copyright stuff, NCS gaming music, and see if there is, and I have. Alright, let me know how the volume is on that background music. Still good, but we should hopefully get no more ads. We'll see. Yeah, no copyright sounds is what NCS stands for. No, can get rid of that. No, get rid of that. And I am going to open back up that guy there so I can pull stuff from it if I need. So I have a hydro and a torsion hydro. Can I make left steering normal? What do you mean by that? Like where if you don't turn you're going left? Because you can do pretty much anything if you figure it out. Whether I can do it, eventually I can figure it out. The right steering rate to big values. So the right painfully slow. To make it very slow, yeah, you would pick the in rate or out rate. In rate, out rate, right there. You would want to make that very, very small. So that's Yeah, how quickly it goes. Alrighty. Or you can change the steering wheel lock to make it like a truck where you have to turn the wheel a whole bunch of times for it to just turn a little bit. Your get gapped range. I saw all your typos before you retracted that. Alright. So we can come back into this. Make this bigger. We're going to delete all of this stuff. So Z-Man, whenever I was first working on this, I mean, you saw earlier today, I've had it to left or right made you turn left. Oh, nice, for every vehicle gap, nice. But yeah, Z-Man, that, even with the pickup truck, I accidentally had it so that it was going the same direction until I figured out how the mod worked. But Barstow steering mod R. Gaming name mod steering right only, and we're going to, oh wait, no, I didn't want the steering, I want steering box. So I can delete that, and this will be dash mod R. Yeah, so that stuff is theoretically possible, and that might be a extension to this. I named this steering limits, just to make it so I can continue expanding upon this if it makes sense to do so. How's it going, Blackbird? All right, so this one we got negative 0.61 and 570. All right, so we'll just. So, Blackbird, what I am working on. Come in here. I did the Autobello already. See, steering box left only. When I turn to the left, it turns to the left. When I turn to the right, it registers the input, but nothing happens. It does not turn to the right. And I'm doing a right only and a left only for each vehicle so that we can do some ridiculous races, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what exactly we're going to do with this. If you guys have ideas, you know, let me know. Especially Gav, Z-Man. There's something that you guys are thinking, oh, that'd be really fun to do. Let me know, because I know there's some stuff here. I just don't know what's going to be good to do with it. Alright, so we're on here. Alright, so we got the Barstow. We gotta come back in here. So we'll just do one at a time so I can reference that number. And I can come back over here and grab this. Exactly, NASCAR mod can only turn left. Or if you choose to turn right, you can only turn right. Maybe we'll call that like the English NASCAR. You know, driving the other side of the street, you gotta turn the other way, right? Oh wait, this is the wrong one I wanted to copy. I wanted to copy this one down here. I mean, I could just change the numbers, but I'd rather just copy and paste. Oh, except when I do that and I drag down too far and it goes to the next line. Alright, so what was this number? 0.68. And I don't know, I did this as right only, so right only is negative 0.68, negative 0.68, and this should be 0. And assuming it's set up the same as the last car. We'll find out about that. Roxanne, backwards NASCAR. NASCAR left-handed track with right-only steering. Well, see, it depends on the track because some of those tracks we've seen in real life that you can just ride that wall right around the corner. And that is going to be a valid strategy with this mod is some walls you might be like, I could just ease into that wall, let the wall guide me around the direction I can't turn. I mean, it'll be valid. It'll be something. All right, so make sure that this is going the right direction. I may have duplicates of stuff in here, but that's fine. We're gonna get rid of those. Suspension and steering, quick steering ratio. We're going to mod steering box right only. Okay, that is turning right when I turn left and do nothing when I go right. So, oh, input factor should be -1, that's why. And I didn't do that for this bottom one here. Why didn't you guys tell me I'm screwing up? Actually, probably did, it just hasn't popped up. Z-Man, thanks for popping around. I'll shoot you a message later. And alright, so that in there. Come back in here. Control R that. Now right turns right, left does nothing. Perfect. And then we're going to take all of that. Copy. Paste. O. Left. And then for left, we got to do the opposite direction. So this would be 0. Now it'll be positive 0.68. So Blackbird, I bought some candy. Actually, I was feeling lazy and I had groceries delivered to me and I had them add candy to that order, and I was sitting there looking at it. I haven't opened it yet because I know if I open that bag, I will be eating too much of it. But I looked at it, I'm like, I don't know if I have enough. So it's interesting because my house, I've had in the... Oh, how long have I been living at this house? Nearly, be 15 years now. The 15 years, at my house, I've had anywhere from 40 kids to 200 kids show up. And I think a lot of it depends on, if the next community over, sometimes one of them will change the trick-or-treating day to Saturday instead of on Halloween. And when they do that, then it's just, kids double dip, which, hey, you know what? Good for them. I probably would have too if that was a thing, whenever I was a kid. But yeah, Bobby, I am in, Pittsburgh area, the United States. So definitely lots of, trick-or-treating shenanigans that will be going on. I have not put up like Halloween decorations and recently, just because the last few years I've been out doing stuff on Halloween or whenever trick-or-treating was, but I always still leave candy out. And it's funny, I'll put a sign up, take two, and I have a Ring doorbell, and I have seen kids that go to take a bunch, then look up at the doorbell, and then put it back down and just grab a couple. So it actually works. A little bit of accountability there. So these are the same except 450 instead of 570. So I can just do that and do that, and then realize that this is not correct because that was for left and not right. But I will just copy this and paste it and call that one left, and that'll be done. But to get back to what I was saying, I do have lights on the outside of my house that I can change color, so they'll at least be flashing in orange and other colors, so it'll at least be some level of effort. So we're going to make that one negative 0.68 and 0 and negative 0.68 and 0. Alright, that should be both quick, and then we'll do drift. Alright, so this would be mod L. Huh, that's wild to me that it is becoming a thing in Bulgaria. Because I know it's definitely a big, it's huge in the United States. That's where it's based off. And I know it was slowly catching on in like the UK, but even then it's still nothing like this. But it's wild that it is, going all the way to Bulgaria. Okay, we'll do left only first because I keep doing these backwards. And 450 and 0.93. Everything else is the same. We can get rid of power steering as well. Ding Dong Ditch. Oh, that was... I never participated in that, but I definitely had friends that did. I always felt too bad for, average person getting, you guys call it pranked like that. Alright, so drift 0.93 and 450. 450 is the same. The rate is the same. So I just got to change that to 0.93. So we'll just do this. And then come over here and change that to 0.93. And change that to 0.93. And do that, and then come back and... Did I not get rid of power steering? No, I didn't get rid of all of that. That's why. Alright, and then we are going to copy drift and do drift R. Right only, and then right will be negative 0.93 and 0 and negative 0.93 and 0. And then let's go back in and see if we did all that correctly. Alright, so close that out, open that back up because it doesn't like when you change something that you're already looking at. Front and subframe, front suspension, steering, mod steering box. So we have left only, we have right only, we have quick ratio, right only, We have quick ratio left only. And we have drift right only. And we should have drift left only. Perfect. So, Barstow is done. Let's see, what is the next vehicle then? Vehicle Bastion. Alright, so we are going to open up the Bastion. Suspension front, there's only one. Good. We can get rid of this one. We're going to do a save as on this guy. 200 ding dong ditch at the same time. Woo! Oh man. Now, the high-rise condo buildings, that is probably where it's at as far as trick-or-treating. You can sit there and in an hour hit up hundreds of people. That would be that part would be nice. Okay, mods, unpacked, steering limits, vehicles, and this will be a new folder called Bastion, and we'll call this steering mod. Oh man. Alright, so Bastion. Let's see, what do we got? All of this we don't need. So we can delete from here up. Steering. Does steering have it? Or has this? Okay, so this the Bastion actually has hydros again. So we have steering, steering sport, steering drift, steering race, and then we don't need the power steering. Okay, so since we're in the steering, we're gonna go back to our pickup and copy from there. So because these are hydros, right? Not torsion hydros. Yeah, hydros. Alright, so call it mod R. Hey, sounds good, Gav. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck on your all the get gabbed stuff that you're making, and yeah, let me know what you think we should do with this mod whenever it's done, because I think we could have some fun with it. Alrighty, so then for the hydros, 0.14, so we're just going to copy this and put it here, and then we're going to come out here, copy this, put it here, and that was 0.14. And then for the other one, just copy that down. And then we're going to copy this down. And this becomes 0.86 because it's all a ratio based off of 1, and that becomes a 1. And we will check that out. So come back and grab a Bastion. Oh, Bobby, you're actually chasing them down. You know what, though? That's probably making it even better for them because they're like, oh, they have all these stories. Oh, we almost got caught by that guy, and it adds to this because if they just want to hit the doorbell and then nothing happened, well, then that'd be kind of boring. So you get to have a little bit of fun chasing them. They get to have a more fun story. Mod steering right only. Did I pick right that is right only? All right. No, something is broken. What did I break? Okay. Hydros. Oh, one of these, the input factors. Bottom one needs to be positive one. That should be it. If I do that, and that is turning right when I want it to turn left. So we will come in here and try doing a 1 there and a -1 here. And then refresh that. And now it turns to the right. Perfect. Yeah, like I said, I end up doing a whole lot of trial and error coding. Alright, so that was right, and that goes to the right, so that is good. We're going to come back in here. We're going to copy and paste. This one will become left, left, turn left to go right. Yeah. So there actually is an easier way of, I mean, that's literally how, so one of my first mod that I did was the wick up. You can find that on the repo, WICKUP. So widgeon crossed with a pickup. Did it for the Gambler 500. That was the first time I ever touched any JSON JBeam coding ever. And that's, I've come pretty far since then. But that, so I have that vehicle driving backwards, but I wanted to turn the steering around. So that's literally what I did was I changed the input factor -1, 1 around so that when you turned left, the wheels turned right, but you're going in reverse, so it was actually them turning left. So it actually worked out, I thought, pretty neat. All right, so for this one, we want to change this around. This would be 0.86, and this will be 1. This will be 0.14, and this will be 1. Oops, that's not 1, that's a 4. There we go. And I did change to left only. Pterosaur, what is this? Some kids did that to me twice. Got me the first time, second time they knew we were about to... climbed out the window. Oh, that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Alright, let's see. Just got a text message. Take care of my real life as well. Alrighty. So if I come back in here, do that. And then if we go to, I gotta close that and open that again. Mod steering left only. Left, no right. Perfect. Alright. I probably should have just decided I was only doing 1 per vehicle, but I already started doing all of them, so we're gonna continue doing all of them. So this will be mod R And this will be mod GT Sport Steering, right only. And when we come back up to the right one, we can come down to here. Hydros. Okay. What's different about the GT steering? Do these not look the exact same? Factor steering wheel lock is slightly different. That's what it is. That's only difference. 0.125, 0.125. So that becomes 450. So that means we just copy both of those. Control C. Come back here. Control V and make that 450 and 450, and that one is done. And then we copy this, paste it there. I wish I pasted with all these already closed. It would help me in this instance. Granted, it'd probably screw me up in other instances. But then we can come up here to this one, just copy and paste. Probably would have been faster to just rewrite that, but I'm too lazy to be lazy. So this would be left. Left only. And then come down here and Control V. Blackbird, that's how it works. They keep getting older every day. I went to a concert last night. I left early because it was getting late and I was tired and my back hurt from standing on concrete. When did I get too old for a concert? Alrighty. Front suspension. Steering. Mod GT steering. Left only. Left. Sweet. And GT steering right only. Right. Sweet. And we're gonna do the drift steering now. Mod R. And now, this is why I don't do anything that is, you know, worthy of... Oh, wait, did I? This is supposed to be 50. That's... So I did screw that up. Hey, there we go. I don't make any mods that are, like, worthy of money, but you can see how time consuming this is. What, in an hour we've done 2 vehicles. It drives me crazy when people, like, someone makes a whole vehicle from scratch and asks for $2 for it, and people are like, nope, I'd rather go try to pirate it because it's not worth $2. The amount of time people put into good big mods is ridiculous. Like I said, I haven't done anything anywhere close to that, but I appreciate those people that do that because, well, it's a lot of work. Even the simple easy mods are a lot of work. So we're going to do that, and did I do this from the right or the left? This is left, so probably went to grab from this one, but it's alright, we can just do that now. Oh, maybe I did have that. Right. Okay. So what was this value? It was 0.195. 195. And then this will be the opposite. So this would be 0.805, right? Yeah, 805, then 2, yeah. And then this will be a 1. Bobby, you're not wrong. I 100%. I pride myself in being a cooler. I mean, I'm not even all that old, but older than old guy for kids. But I pride myself in being a much cooler old guy than. So this is a regular one at the top. All right. Than the people that I grew up dealing with. Like, we had a neighbor that, if you touched his yard, he called the cops. Made it really difficult to play like hide and seek because he lived between us and between my house and another friend's house. So they had to like go out on the street or up into a different yard way back to get around their yard because you didn't want to get in trouble. All right. So let's drift R. We're going to copy that. Over here. Make that drift L. Left. And then swap those around for the left. And that'll be 0.805. 1.195, and 1. And save, and that should be both drift ones done. And we will check that. Drift left, turns left, not right. And drift right. Oops, that's not drift, that's GT. Drift right. Right. Not straight. Alright. And I know I could probably just do all of this and not flip back over to that and test after each one. But you know, if any of you have done coding, you know if you don't test it after a step like that, you go to test it at the end and all of a sudden a bunch of stuff doesn't work, then you realize you copied and pasted from what doesn't work into other things, so other things don't work, and better just giving a test, take 15 seconds, make sure that it works the way it's supposed to before moving on. Witch 13 Gaming, quick ratio, let's call that a mod, quick ratio steering, right only, and alrighty. Punctured every ball that fell in his yard. Oh man, that is rough. Like, I can understand getting mad if a ball goes through a window or something like that. You know, that's frustrating. That's when you ask the parents, hey, you want to take care of that for me? But confidently distributing the bug into every other code. Homework of a lead developer. Yep. Oh, trust me, I have certainly done that. And I'm far from an elite developer, but I have made that mistake, that is for sure. Okay, and this is 0.14. This is 0.86, and this is a 1. And then we are doing an input factor of +1, then -1. Alright, for some reason I feel like I might have this backwards. So we're going to double check it now. Alright, front suspension, front steering. This would be the mod quick ratio race, right. It does turn to the right. Okay, I do have it correct. Sweet. And left only, and we swap these around. So this goes to 0.86, this goes to 1, this goes to 0.4, and this goes to 1. Bam, bam, done. Save that. Here, reload that. Open this back up. Greater ratio. Left only goes left, and that's it. And the Bastion is done. Alrighty. Alright, so what's the next car after the Bastion? Oh, you broke production? Oh, man. That's amazing. You broke production in 5 minutes. No one found out. At least you're able to fix it within 5 minutes. So this is what we're dealing with. We're going to be going on to Blue Buck next. And we still have Bolide, Burnside, BX, City Bus, Covet, ETK 800, ETK C, ETK I, Full Size, Hopper, Lansdale, Legrand, MD Series, Midsize, Mid-Truck, Miramar, Moonhawk, Pessima, Pigeon, Romer, SBR, Scintilla, Sunburst, and UTV, and Vivas, and Widgeon. Still a whole lot. Oh, hamburger helper. Wait. Blackbird, you gotta put in there which hamburger helper. It'll be like the old classic cheeseburger, because that's always good, or one of the fancier ones. It's been a while since I had hamburger helper. I need to go buy some. Alright, so Blue Buck. I'm gonna find suspension front. Open that up. And we're going to save as. And come back to this. Mods, unpacked, steering limits, vehicles, new. Blue Buck. Beef pasta. Ooh. Actually sounds really nice. Oh, Bobby, I am not a full-time YouTuber. I wish. Although tomorrow I should be eligible for monetization, but up until now, I have not been able to monetize anything. I was waiting for the view hours, but got the view hours. They just have like a 5-day delay. So starting tomorrow, I should actually start earning money from ads. And from there, we'll see. But I will need a lot more views to be able to turn this into a full-time job. So, for now, it's just an after-work thing. Also helps that with my work schedule, I have every other Friday off, because otherwise, well, I would have been finished up by now, but otherwise I would have been working today. Okay, so this one has a steering box. So it's back to the torch and hydros. Right, regular steering does not have hydros. Perfect. Okay. And then the steering box sport and drift. Alright. And we can get rid of all the other stuff. So we can get rid of those. And we can get rid of from there up. Yeah, I can't complain too much probably for how, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I put in a lot of time into this stuff. I take a look, I have 161 videos / live streams, I think. Each one of those, most of them take about an hour to record, if not 2 or 3 hours to record. And then they each take anywhere from 40 minutes to 2 hours to plus to edit. But yeah, it's a lot of effort for something that you know, basically not doing this for the money. I know that I will never get to like Mr. Beast money type thing, and that's totally fine by me. But I get to be creative, get to have fun, make a nice little community, met some awesome people along the way. We'll do L, and we'll do mod steering box, left only. And then which one of these was L? Okay. Oh, that's just a 0.5. Oh yeah, Terrace. It's definitely like the 15-minute builds. Those are nice because they put a time limit on both of us. On the other ones, a little behind the scene magic here. Usually we'll come up with the plan and say, hey, make your vehicle by this day and we'll record this day. So that way we're not sitting there waiting on one or the other. If they're doing a build that takes, you know, a lot of my builds take like 1.5 hours to make for the automation mods or automation vehicles, but sometimes I do like a 3-hour one. That way he's not waiting on me or I'm not waiting on him. We just have the time to do that. So Jesus' station wagon, was that be like a Honda Accord station wagon because all of his apostles were in one Accord? Sorry, that was a bad joke. What I am making, if you look on the Bastion, we just finished this. Left only steering. If I put my steering wheel to the left, it turns. If I put my steering wheel to the right, you can see that it registers the input, but it will not turn right. So the idea being we can have races where cars can either turn only left or only right, and then try to do that. So it should be some ridiculous, crazy shenanigans from this, I think. I mean, the quality being a 5, we just did that just to make it a little more, add a little more restriction, because you go to quality 15, it takes away a lot of, I mean, you can do some even more unrealistic stuff with it. But, yeah, it's just something that we threw in there. And, you know, it's funny because we don't talk about beforehand, like, what horsepower range, unless that's a specific, like when we did the 50 horsepower build. But we don't talk about beforehand what horsepower range we're going to do. And we keep ending up very, very similar in our power, which is great for being able to race, but just funny, I think. Alright, so input factor, we need in limit, out limit, and that is going to be a 0.5 for this vehicle. Yeah, quality 15 makes it arcade racing. It is very useful to have that quality slider to be able to make things a little, you know, sometimes you just really want to do something and you bump the quality and it can, you know, make the pistons not break. But it's good to have some limits, I guess. Alright, so that's left. And we're going to copy this and make it a right. But people seem to really like those 15-minute builds. And it's great because we enjoy making them. So it works out well. Let's see, this becomes a negative 0.5. This becomes a negative 0.5. And these both become zeros. That... So, you want to know something funny about that? We had another build set up we were talking about doing, and we're both like, just don't know that I have the energy to do that today. Cosmo's like, hey, I have an idea. I got an idea for something that should be a nice, quick video. I think that was the longest recording and longest editing I've ever had in a video. It was far from quick because once we got into it, we had to go in and edit the J-beams like this to get them to even work, and oh, it was just ridiculous. But we ended up having a lot of fun, and I'm glad we did that. But it definitely was not a simple, quick video, that's for sure. Oh, the Dune pickup trucks. That was one of the early ones. Yeah, that's a... Oh, I like to think that I've gotten much better at my builds since then, both in looks and in how good they are. But then again, maybe not. But yeah, actually, near the end of the recording, I'm like, did not make the video. And it was like, hey, Cosmo, so real quick video idea, right? He started laughing. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, dude, it's perfectly fine. I think it's great. I just thought it was hilarious that we're like, we don't feel like doing this big thing, and then we both end up making a really long video. But yeah, there's some comments about revisiting that and, you know, make it so it doesn't go down to 0 because that BeamNG did not like that at all. I think that'd be something that at some point we'll probably revisit because we had some fun. Alright, so steering box, and we're going to go mod steering box left, and it turns left and not right, and mod steering box right, should turn right, but not left. Perfect. And once again, I probably shouldn't be doing this for the sport and drift, but you know what? It doesn't add that much time. I mean, it like quadruples the amount of time that this is all taking, but why not, right? Mod L. Call this mod. only. And then we can bring these down. Torsion hydros. Okay. So this is basically just the same, but with 720. And it'll be the other direction for L, and this direction for R. If I copy that, actually, if I just copy all this first. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. Alright, so this one becomes R and right. And then I come back up to let me get this stuff. Alright, so I come up to this one. There, that's for this one, and this goes to 450. And then I copy this one here, and I put it in here. And this one, I have to come over and change this to a 0 and a 0.5, and a 0 and a 0.5. So now, Bobby, Terrace, you guys that do coding, I have in some of my things left it as -0, and it bothers me to no end. I know it works. Do you guys ever do something like that, or do you always go back and clean that up to make it just 0? Because, like I said, I've done that before, and then I usually go back and change it because it just drives me too crazy. Alright, so this will be the drift mod L. Gaming. Mod left only. Okay, so this one 0.66 and 450. So the 450, just a 0.66 is the difference. So we come up to L here, and I can copy this and paste it here, and then we're going to make that 0.66. OCD, clean it up, global search and replace. Yeah. Although I'm very hesitant of global search and replace because, well, I've certainly accidentally made some mistakes with that before. Positive people. I like it. Hey, Hector, how's it going? You see how long my delay is since I'm streaming in 4K? At least it should be streaming in 4K. But, yeah, Terrace, the global search and replace. I don't know if you play or are familiar with D&D. One of my favorite stories is, there's a whole thing, and I'll put it in the chat here. So, in one of the versions of the book, it said that. It said the wizard all throughout the book. And then it finally clicked. What had happened was they had changed from mage to wizard in what they were calling the class. Someone did a search and replace of mage, but did not do a space in front of it. So damage the MAGE got changed to wizard, and so instead of damage, it became the wizard. Yeah, okay, you're familiar with the wizard. Oh, that's weird that it wasn't going through, Hector, but glad that going on the phone worked. But yeah, ever since then, it's like I'm always extra cautious. Get 10 points of the wizard. Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so I copied this to be right. So the left was 0 and 0.66, so this one becomes negative 0.66, negative 0.66, and these become 0. Bobby, I have never heard that before, but I love it. Dark mode, but since light attracts bugs and you want the mods to be flawless, that is amazing. Now, I probably... So for this one, it doesn't matter, but I need to get in the habit of switching over to Visual Studio Code, because modding in BeamNG, Visual Studio Code has a plugin to actually show the beams and nodes, which can be very useful. For this mod, it doesn't matter because we're not changing beam and node placement. We're just adjusting these values. But Notepad++ is what I started off with, and it's just a hard habit to break to switch to something new. All right, so that was drift and sport that I want to test. Come back in here, refresh that, open that back up. Front suspension, steering box, mod steering drift, left, right doesn't work, perfect. Right, goes right, doesn't go left, perfect. And that would be a quick ratio. Left, right doesn't work. And right only, right, and left doesn't work. Yeah, Hector, it's coming along. It's taking a long time because there's a lot of vehicles. But like this one right now, I can only turn to the right, so gotta do that, and then you know what? We'll just use the wall to help us turn. And can I actually bounce off this wall a little bit if I do this? Nope. So we're gonna have to back up, turn that way. So it'll be interesting. Gav said he was interested in doing something with this mod too. So, but like here we can just ride the wall, and it's all gonna be about finding what's fastest for any given point. Oh, can't do that. Oh no, you can't overcorrect. You can't correct when you over rotate like that either. So this should be good. All right, so that is the Blue Buck done. What's the next vehicle here? Next vehicle on the list is the Bolide. Bolide probably has a bunch of things, doesn't it? Suspension front. There is no steering separate. Yep. Bolide suspension front. So we can close that. We can close that one. And let me make sure it's all in here. So it's suspension, coilover, sway bar, and steering. Steering has hydros, and there's only one. Wonderful. Yeah, Hector, absolutely. That's shoot me a DM as to when you're available, and we'll try to figure something out. But here, while I have this open, the trick for doing those videos. So I'm in the Bolide content. And if we look, there should, I believe Bowlight has one. There should be a, you know what, do search by type. A lot of the vehicles will have a... Oh, this one might not. Darn it. But a lot of the vehicles will have a file. Well, let's just go to one that I know has one. I think the Autobello. And if we go in here and look, there should be a... Autobello Skin UVs PNG. You open that up, it shows you what the UV unwrap looks like. So then you can use your photo editor of choice, and you can come in and put your stuff right on the vehicle. So you can, you know, put this as, you know, semi-transparent, put your logo, put your whatever you want to do with it, delete this so you just have the logo stuff, save it, and then now your skin has your stuff placed where you want it to be. So it's really nice being able to visualize where it needs to be instead of having to do it, create it inside a Blender. You can literally just create it in Photoshop or whatever video or photo editing software of your choice is. We're going to leave that in there for now, and we are going to save as, and this comes back to here. We need to new folder, Bolide, into the Bolide, and that becomes steering mod. Save. Alright, so we're going to start there, go up, and that is not what I wanted to do. Edit, undo. Click there and do that and delete. So just have the steering, and this would be mod L. Oh wait, is it Bolide Race? Was there a regular Bolide? Let me go back. Alright, so Bolide, we have Ray Suspension F. Is that what I was in? That must have been. And then we have down here Suspension F. Alright, so we do have two in here. So let me just copy this Bolide steering and Bolide steering race and Bolide steering rally. Wait, did race suspension have the steering in it, or am I going crazy? Yeah. Why is there Bolide race steering and Bolide steering race? Well, we're going to paste these in and let's take a look. Bolide steering race is quick ratio race steering, and bolide race steering is quick ratio race steering. Do they have this in there twice? Is this a let's move. So this is bolide suspension F, this is bolide race suspension F. And do they both have... So we have bolide race steering and bolide steering race. Quick ratio race steering. Okay, one is a slot type race steering, the other one is a slot type regular steering. That's why they have them named differently. So it's basically, it looks like the same steering, but available to two different suspension types. Gotcha. That makes more sense. Alright, we come back into here. And it is 5 o'clock here, so I may wrap up after we finish the bolide for the day. So this uses regular hydro, so back up to the pickup steering for our where we're going to copy and paste from. And let's just minimize all of this other stuff that we don't need. So now we can copy stuff from left and right a little more easily. Okay, so this is L, so this is mod, quick ratio, race steering, left only. And then that's a 0.103 is what we're doing. So let's grab this. And that's 0.103. And then we will grab this. And then that'll be 0.897. Right? 897 plus 103 would be 1. Alrighty. Save that. And then copy this. Paste that. Alright, so this becomes R right. And we gotta swap these around under hydros. Oh, I didn't do input factor 1. That would have been bad. -1 and 1, and then come back up to this other one, and same thing, -1 and 1. And the reason I have to change the input factor from factor to input factor, factor overrides the in limit and out limit. So if we just leave it as factor, it just ignores the other stuff we do. But if you do input factor, then it no longer ignores that. But then, and you have to add the input factor because you need to have the -1 versus the 1 for the two different directions. If they were both just +1, you could just leave out input factor. Alright, so back down to this. Yeah, we need to go swap these. So this is a 0.897. This becomes 1.103, and then these two become 1s. And that should be the bolide race. So let's pull out vehicles. Bolide, grab presumably one of these will have the race steering, the race suspension, front subframe, front suspension. Oh, I grabbed the rally. I did, didn't I? Yeah, that's the rally steering. But I can just change this to, oh no, race front subframe. There we go. And then front suspension. And now mod left only, turns left and not right. And mod right only, turns right and not left. Done. Alright. And now we just get to do that a few more times. Let's, hide the stuff we don't need to look at. Okay. So, bow light steering, mod L, me. Mod steering, left only, and hide, hydro. Okay, so in rate, out rate's the same. Steering wheel lock is 550. Oh, it's 105, so 103. Alright, well, we can still 105, 103, and that uses the same nodes, and 550. Nope, I want to go copy from the left. So do this, copy, do this, paste, 550, 550, and that became 105 and not 103, so that's 105, 895. Save. And we're going to copy all of that. I'm in here. And this becomes R. And we'll hide everything we don't need to see. And then for this one, we can just swap these numbers around. That'd be faster. 0.105. Oop, no, this one becomes 0.895. This and this one becomes 0.105, and these two become ones. Save. That's our regular done. Steering race, mod L. And then this will be mod quick ratio. And left only. Okay, so what's this one look like? Get rid of all of this stuff. Hydros. Okay, so this is also 105. This is 450. Same stuff. So I can come back up to this one left. Copy that. And paste that and change 550 back to 450. And then copy that. Make a right. Hide, hydro. And then this one, we swap them around. So that becomes 0.895, becomes 0.105, and then that becomes a 1, and this becomes a 1. So, Bobby, I actually don't have a set schedule. I should have a video. I'm going to try to... I have another video to edit. It's already put together. Try to edit. Maybe I'll edit tomorrow and try to have it out Monday, Tuesday. I think this week I'm going to try to record another thing, maybe with Cosmo if he's up for it. Have something to record with Ector, well, whenever that timing works out. And then the streams are usually just whenever I'm doing something. Since I'm basically fitting this in around my work schedule and the rest of my regular life, it's just too hard to be a set schedule, or to commit to a set schedule for me. So, best thing I can say is subscribe, join the Discord, keep an eye open on things, and you'll catch me every once in a while. Oh. And this is mod quick ratio, rally steering, left only. All right, so this is okay. This is different, so, but it's 0.115. We'll just grab that. And I saw I did not grab the comma, so comma paste. And this is 0.115. And then this becomes input factor. -1, right? That was. And then this becomes a 1. And then this goes here. And this is 0.885 and a 1. Right? And that's, yeah. Alrighty. And then we gotta copy and paste this for right. I appreciate that you're already subscribed. That really is a big help. And thank you, hitting the bell. Hitting the bell helps you, which helping you helps me. So everyone wins. Alright, so for the right direction, we need to swap these. That becomes 0.885. That becomes 0.115. And then this becomes a 1, and this becomes a 1. Now let's go test all of the bolides. Alright, so if I go back to the normal front subframe, and I have normal front suspension, now steering, we should have left, right, rally, left, right, race, left, right. So we'll just start top. Race, left, and no right. Right and no left. Rally, left and no right. Right and no left. Regular, left and no right. And right and no left. Alrighty. That's the bolide done. So, close that. So that's what we got. Autobello, Barstow, Bastion, Blue Buck, bolide, and the pickup. Now, Let's see, what else do we still need to do? Let's... we can do... So, we have Burnside, BX, City Bus. Making sure I'm not missing anything when I do this. I mean, we'll find out. But Covette, ETK 800, ETKC, ETKI, full size, so on some of the things they want commas at the end. On other things, it does not want commas at the end. It all depends on what you're doing. I think the reason why these want commas at the end is that it gets put into a whole list, basically a whole table of every part that's in it. So, yes, this is the end of this, but then it's also pulling from the next part, which it continues on in there. So I think that's why. But I follow what the devs do, and it works. I have found, and it might have been in pure JSON. I think it was in like the materials. There's some material stuff that if you put a comma, it doesn't work, and if you do, in other places where if you don't put a comma, it doesn't work. So. That's what usually the first thing I do is I scroll down to see what they have before I start working on a folder or on a file, because it is certainly different for everything, and I'm sure there's a reason. I just don't really know it. All right, let's see. At least in my head, that's why it works that way. Whether that's actually how it works, I don't know. But I had to rationalize it to myself. So that's empty series. It is also very funny to me looking at the code. You can tell that this is a game made over the course of now 11 years. Like mid-size. Mid-size is a mid-size car. Well, now they have multiple mid-size cars, so like the newer ones are Legrand or MD series, but they still have that as mid-size, and then mid-truck. So there's a lot of different ways, like nomenclature, how things are set up has definitely changed. You can even tell by, what I did today. Some of the steering used hydros, some of the steering used torsion hydros. And I don't know why it's different, but it is. Different people working on it. Maybe some of them have a different reason why it has to be one way or another. But I think a lot of it just has to do with who made it and when. Moonhawk. Pessima. We already did the pickup. We got the pigeon. Pigeon. Race truck. Roamer. Rock Bouncer. SBR. Gentilla. Did I spell that right? T-I-L-L-A. Yep. And then we got the Sunburst. Okay. UTV. Van. And Vivas. And Wendover and Widgeon, right? And Widgeon. Alrighty. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 done. And 30 or 29 to go. Oh, it's gonna take forever. But that'll be for another time, another day. I think I'm going to end it here. Oh yeah, Legacy Code is definitely yeah. It's something. But I think we're gonna end the stream here. Really appreciate everyone that stuck around, everyone that helped out. Definitely made it more interesting instead of just sitting there doing it by myself. Oh, this thing pulls to the. So does it always pull to the right? Let me get up here. I think this one just might pull to the right from the. All right, so. Oh, now it pulled to the left. Interesting. Yeah, so it's going to be very different slow cars to fast cars. Oh, I'm sure. And you know what? There's probably some. It's probably something stupid where some code doesn't even reference it, just lists it as a dependency. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, you don't have that dependency. But then finding that one little line out of thousands of lines of code. So let's see, can we... Nope. Yeah, this is... It'd be tough. And that's the thing, like, by yourself doing this, it gets kind of boring. But I figure if we have, you know, a whole bunch of people in a race together, it's just going to cause havoc and chaos. Bobby, thank you for joining. Thank you for your chatting. Nice meeting you as well. Hope to see more of you. If you have BeamNG, every once in a while, not regularly, but every once in a while, I have done some, you know, community public events. So keep an eye on the Discord and, you know, follow for those. And for everyone else, thank you for watching, chatting, sticking around, keeping me company. And with that, I'm going to say, have a good one. Peace.